What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Vegas, and I am heading home. Just wanted to do a quick update. Haven't done a video in about 3 days now, but just been tired. Just really ran down and stressed. So trying to uplift my spirits. Apologies for the streams, but I've been having internet trouble as well. It's so weird because at a certain point, when I get home and I decide I'm going to stream, my internet's been acting weird. It's been bottoming out. I mentioned it before about how I did an internet test and it was down to something ridiculous, like under 7 megabits per second. It's made no fucking sense at all. And now it's like, it'll do it. I have to unplug it, plug it back in, and it'll work fine. I'm back to the normal speed. Don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. Maybe they're throttling stuff down now that they won't have as many people on due to them putting school back into play around here. I don't know. So they're just trying to make up for lost, quote unquote, bandwidth, which is ridiculous, if that is it. I don't know. I'm making wild speculations here. Anyway, The Reason We're Born has been recorded, has been uploaded. So check that out on the Wise Guy GSC channel. Other than that, just trying to survive, man. We got the stimulus package, so we'll see who gets that. There's talk that some people, because their information seems to be mixed up at the IRS, won't get it because of that, even though they may qualify for it financially, because the IRS has some weird fucked up rules or something pertaining to that, I guess. I don't know. Which is like, yeah, why are you making this like such a loophole? At this point, why aren't we just fucking like having people go sign up and like indicate when the last time they filed, make sure they update their information and go from there? Like, I don't know. It's just a little. I'm kind of pissy about it because of the whole situation with the way that things went down as far as the compromises. Now, I didn't expect them to let the $15 walk through, but it's just the way that the bullshit was done. Like, especially when you know that 8 Democrats voted to take it out. We talked about it on The Reason We're Born, but you look at the people who did it, and those are people who clearly like are making career moves. They're not in it to fucking help people. And Joe Manchin got on TV and he tried to explain, why he didn't think that it's right. He was like, well, I want them to get 11, but I think it should be done in like a way so that it's incrementally adjusted so businesses can adjust. Which is exactly what they were going to do with the $15 an hour thing. You weren't going to just get $15 an hour as soon as the bill was passed. You weren't going to get $15 an hour next year. $15 an hour wouldn't be reached until 2025 at the earliest. Because that's what they do. That's what they did with the last minimum wage spike, I believe. There was a couple of years in between before it actually hit fucking $7.25. Think about that, by the way. Took a while to get to $7.25. Like, so you think they were gonna just jump to 15? Especially with it being such a larger number, even though $15 an hour in today's environment it's like passing. Like, it's funny because the poverty level has forever been considered something under $20,000. Like, y'all need to readjust that shit, because $20,000 ain't shit. $30,000 ain't shit. You're barely able to keep things afloat at 30,000. You're barely able to keep things afloat at 40,000. With the way that things have inflated, they forget what happened when Bush Jr. was in office and there was the economical crisis that caused prices of things to inflate and all of that. So here's the thing about those like prices inflating. They never went down. In fact, many things got even more expensive since then. So people are paying much more for apartments these days than they were back in the day. People are paying much more for insurance, health, car. They're paying much for any type of insurance. Period. They're paying much more for food. Like, have y'all seen what like a small pack of bacon costs? It's like $4 or $5. You know, things have gone up since all of that has occurred. And think the minimum wage hasn't gone up since Jesus. When was the 725 done? That was what, 80s, maybe 90s. So you got a good 20-30 years since the last time that there was a federal minimum wage hike. That's fucking crazy. You know how much things have gone up? The cost of goods have gone up in every area. McDonald's don't even have a dollar menu anymore, people. Like, think about that. There was a time when places like McDonald's and stuff had dollar menu. Nobody has a dollar menu. Even then, they had to add another like 20, 40 cents to their shit because of inflation. Like, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And he's like putting a stop on that, knowing that these companies aren't going to stop raising prices. They're not going to, you know, stop cutting hours. You know, they're reluctant to raise wages on their own. And it's up to the states to do it, but the states, you know, they have to do it as best as they can, and you got certain states that just won't do it. So it's just all over the place. It's all over the place, and it's like you could have helped set the standard to make this a national thing and to make life much easier for people, you know, going forward. Again, $15 an hour isn't like a solution to all of our financial problems in this country, but $1,500 will make it a little bit easier to live. It'll also lessen the dependency on government programs that they're always trying to fucking shut down, you know? Less people would have to get on food stamps and Medicaid and, you know, whatever other government assistance they need for, like, rent assistance, things like that. You would help make people stand better on their own 2 feet, you know? Like, it's but again, people like Joe Manchin, they aren't in the political game to help people. They're not even in the political game to really make policies or to, you know, push certain, like, philosophical or political agendas. He's just there to keep his job. He's going to do whatever he thinks will keep his job. So if he can appease the Republican base of this, you know, in the state of West Virginia, that helps keeps him in office because he's such a middling politician. Like I said before, he's like the fucking poster boy of the moderate, middle of the road centrist type person, like whatever you want to call it. Like, he does that. He sits like in the middle and will be obstructive to anything that will potentially have him labeled as being too liberal. You know, he errs on the side of conservative policy more than anything, because he knows that'll keep his job, which makes him a lot of money. Ironically, in a state where people barely fucking can survive because all their major industries have pretty much been fucked, and it's just like, yeah, fucking crazy, but yeah, it is what it is. I'll probably do a separate rant about this in the video. I can go even further. Anyway, I'm about to get in the house. I'm about to find something to eat and go back out and, like, go on the grind again. There's some personal stuff that I need to go over to. I may discuss it with you guys in these videos because I'm just trying to find a way to just make things better. But we all are, you know. Especially since we've just been told by our government that they're going to, like, well, and yeah, I say that knowing that it's not a blanket statement on everybody in the government, but just know that the way that things have, like, formulated, that just so few people, again, this goes back to that whole impeachment thing where 43% won because they chose not to vote for impeachment. These 8 people get to fuck over 300 million people. It's weird, but it's also like a referendum on why you should vote, because as Warnock said, like, hey, you think about this when we, like, approve this bill. Georgia helped do this. Georgia got Ossoff and him in there to do exactly what the bill was intended to do, was to help people. And that should let you know that if you do vote, it can make a difference. You know, may not be the solution to your problems immediately, but it can make things a lot better, and it can help us walk down that path to make things better. All right, I'm done ranting. So, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking. I'll hit you later. It's your boy Black Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.